Alright. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Character Select. Dave and Savin back for more Pillars of Eternity. Just fucked up a bunch of undead.
Zombonis reduced to baloney.
Did you ever play any of the old SSI games?
Nope.
Okay. So there's one called Dungeon Hack that is a first-person dungeon crawl game with where you choose your class, you go through the dungeon, all that stuff. However, you can only play one character. You do not have multiple characters. So you can get turbo fucked pretty fucking easy. Ooh.
As you do.
The massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. Speak the words you learned from the Leaden Key Acolyte.
And I love the scripted interactions. Like, the UI for them is so good.
Yeah, the drawings are great, too. Honestly, the art in this game is amazing. But one of the things that can happen in Dungeon Hack is you can encounter were-rats without magic or silver weapons, which means that you can't hurt them. You can encounter a carrion crawler that can hit you and paralyze you, and you can't fight back while you're paralyzed. You can encounter undead that can drain your levels, and if you're a fighter, you have no way of getting levels back. It's just bad all around.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun game with a capital FU.
I finished it, but I cheesed my way through it big time. Oh, what are you? A Darghoul and a Skeletal Wizard. What's with these fucking Skeletal Wizards?
Well, it's a wizard's tower, so... Oh, poor Itumak, Jesus Christ.
Can we get him some fucking armor or something? Like, holy shit.
Yes, actually, there's a talent that gives him more armor.
Christ. Need some deflection bonuses, like, whoa.
Needs DR is what he needs.
Arcane Slab.
And he moved immediately.
It's okay, it didn't proc yet. There we go. Wizard is down. Now it's just the ghouls. Honestly, ghouls are not that big of a deal. It's everything else.
All of you guys are standing and asking, I want to pop Holy Radiance.
Feeling the strain.
There you go. Elf should probably just proc second wind.
Honestly, these Darghouls are super tough.
They are. They have a shitload of HP.
Alright. Mischief managed.
Man, that flaming sword is fucking amazing.
Right?
Holy shit. I can't believe I've been sleeping on that spell all these years.
Crumpled page from Aldheim's journal. Day 7. A week of study and we're still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Dearest mother and father, you will be pleased to hear that I've learned much already since coming to the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I'm writing to you from inside an ancient and Gwithan tower. There is an entire district built up around it, but the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It's an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort. He's quick to remind me that the things that we learned from this tower may one day help us find a cure for Widewind's legacy. I better get some rest now. Mr. Greg likes to get an early start to the day. All my love, Trindig. Alright. Did Master Greg or Trindig go crazy? Because you know one of them did. Oh, great.
Skelling bobs.
Seriously? These fucking skeletons. Hey, disengage and go beat the shit out of that guy, please. Thank you. Ed. Oh my god.
Yeah, his second wind is so good.
No, I'm talking about the fact that he just took fucking 50 damage.
Oh, yeah, you know, as you do. You got crit by a pole axe.
Skeletal Rogue.
There you go. Hits
37 corrode damage.
Corrode.
Ugh. So he got hit for 19 and then 37 by somebody else. Seriously, Pelagina, if you could, like, fuck him up a bit faster, please, that'd be great.
She's doing the best she can.
Alright. It is interesting to me that even something as simple as, like, 4 skeletons can be an actual combat challenge.
Welcome to 4E.
Unless they're minions, you're probably gonna get fucked. Patting the scratch will cover lip thick and
I'm
zero
so excited.
dust.
I get to run a 4E one-shot on Saturday.
Ooh. Oh, you
fucking love 4th edition.
4th edition is... 4th edition has a very video game feel, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Mostly because it was intended to be a video game.
Really?
Yeah, so the story behind 4E is that it started out with Wizards wanting to make an MMO, basically. You played on Roll20 before.
Yeah.
Wizards wanted to do that back in 2007.
Oh, wow.
Do a paid subscription to that, you get access to this new D&D system that would be entirely based around their virtual tabletop. But then the people who were making the virtual tabletop part of it were involved in a murder-suicide. All that work was gone.
Oh,
so Wizards... Yeah, no, fucking really. And so Wizards decided to just cram all the rules into an actual physical book and make the most of it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Whoever slept here last made it neatly. Okay. Alright.
Anyway, people shit on 4E a lot, but I think it is neat.
Considering the fact that the progression of D&D systems went basic, AD&D, 2nd edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
AD&D is not second. 2nd edition, 3rd, 3.5, and all of them were basically continuations of the same theme. You have skills, you roll dice, whatever. D20 system that built up, and then suddenly 4E comes out, and it's like, no, we're throwing all that shit out. Here, take this. I was impressed. And then 5E basically brought back all the stuff.
Gigantic balls.
Yeah. And then 5E brought back all the stuff that they didn't like.
Just throw everything in the trash. New campaign setting. Vancian Magic's gone. We're actually going to make a good game for once. Everyone got really mad.
Yeah.
Well, got canned after like 4 years.
But then they took everything that they learned from that and made 5E, which is 3E or 3rd edition plus 4th edition equals 5th edition, basically.
Pretty much.
Well, a bit more complicated than that, but yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately they did leave behind the power system, which was, and also the encounter building and monster rules from 4E.
Yeah.
Which really the monster rules from 4th edition, the way they constructed critters was the best part of that. And I've actually started using it in my 5E game with monsters all having, one at will, one recharge, and one encounter power instead of like spell slots and shit. It's worked out so well.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Honestly, the thing that I liked most about 4th edition was the idea of
that was nasty.
Was the idea of minions, where it's just like, these guys are full power monsters. The second you hit them, they're dead. But they are definitely threats. Just do any damage to them and they go down.
Yep. And of course, what can be a minion scales up as you go up in level. So eventually, when you're like level 16 or something, you just have ogre minions wandering around.
Yeah.
With their 1 hit point.
Palpatine's
fucked.
She's standing in acid, actually.
Yeah, you know how you do.
Hey, Durance, get over here.
Ooh. Spicy.
Continue with the murder. Hey, handled.
Nice.
And I say all these great things about 4E and 5E. I have done like 2 sessions of 4E and 3 sessions of 5E.
Play more D&D, nerd.
I don't have fucking time or patience anymore.
Yes, you do. I've been telling you should do character select D&D for years. Chat, everybody, comment section. Tell Dave he should run a fucking D&D game on character select.
They already have. Honestly, you know what I would do? Instead of D&D, I would probably do like Shadowrun.
I mean, sure. Whatever. If you really wanted to solid, you'd do Cyberpunk Red. Oh wait, everyone's mad about that now. Never mind. Maybe not.
I feel like the backlash for Cyberpunk is unwarranted. Well, I don't think the strength of the backlash is warranted. Some backlash, that's absolutely. Fair. But we'll get into that at another time. All-time, I did indeed receive your recent summons as well as the two that came before it. I'd been waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstep so that I could give you my answer in person. A firm and unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower sweating over the runes I've studied for years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you've long disparaged, is the missing piece in your mundane little puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me should you wish to rehash this conversation in person. Yours truly, Akantha. Wow.
What a nice person. So what was that ring?
Really good from what I saw. Hold on.
It looked like a ring of wizardry or something.
So Sigil of the Arcane grants Arcane Dampener, which is beneficial effects suspended for 15 seconds.
No buffs for you.
+1 intellect. That's pretty good.
Well, throw that on, you old wizard. Or actually yourself.
Yeah, I mean, literally anybody. Because you have it, you can use
intelligence
it.
Benefits everybody.
Hey there.
And since it's all my skill checks for conversation stuff. Day 10. Patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. They should drag themselves out of their mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy. Fucking, you think shit's gonna happen after fucking 10 days? Jesus Christ. It's like people saying, I'm gonna support your startup company, but you better have results by the end of the year, and we're like, it's December. Jesus. Day 11. Finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beast take our patrons. We'll finish the study on our own terms, in our own time. Just as I said as much to Trindig, the sky came to life with stray lightning. I said it's a good omen, but the poor lad's spooked. Only cure for that is a good night's sleep.
Yeah?
And then he never woke up.
Okay, so that's the stairs up. Money. Another rod, more money. Did that just say that 50 silver was worth 6 copper?
I think it's per silver piece.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yeah, that would be some fucking weird inflation. You've debased your currency so severely it's worth less than the next denomination down.
Let's try this configuration. Still nothing. Confounded device.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Ghoul.
A man hunches over the strange mechanism, his spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags, and the patches of skin you see are mottled green. Spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns and sees you, he snarls and scuttles behind the Audra pedestal. Only his bared teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Who and what are you?
15 years at Brackenbury. 7 tours to the ruins beyond Solace Vale. I'm an animancer. Still an animancer.
His gaze lights on the Audra post with sudden recognition. He starts to turn back to the copper dials. Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He smashes a fist into the Audra pillar. His hand makes a crunching noise, but doesn't bleed.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
Given the catastrophe that followed, the commission and your research might matter a great deal. Whatever happened, I just need you to tell me the facts, please.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds. The strange wounds that had appeared overnight.
Itchy tasty?
And the machine. This cursed spire. Dormant for 2,000 years. Lifeless through hundreds of our experiments. And we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start? Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Slow down. What does this machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
He looks at you and runs his tongue along the edges of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglonfath? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
Okay, so let's just logic this for a second. The machine that we saw at the beginning of the game seemed to do the opposite, right? It tore souls from flesh. Because people died or turned to dust. This one forces souls to stick to flesh. It almost seems like the leaden key doesn't exactly know what they're doing either, because they're getting two entirely different results.
Or the machines are different in some intrinsic way.
That's also a possibility. There was a stranger in the tower the night this happened?
I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
What happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
So you ate each other. Gross. How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Acantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
She wasn't here the night the machine came on, staying with her patron somewhere near. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. I'll get the words from Acantha.
Yes. Acantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
This is an animancer in his natural state, Watcher. Never has he respected the sanctity of the god's creation. Only now he no longer has the cunning to hide it. He should be put down like a sick animal, though not without first putting his spirit to the flames test. Okay, so we need to find Icantha. God damn it, we lost money to fucking... Savin, why are we losing money to bandits?
Bad luck.
God, flip-flopping damn it. Finished in 1 day, 2 hours, okay. Okay, so we need to find these runes. He also wants us to find him, quote-unquote, something to help him keep sharp, which I'm guessing means meat.
Sure.
And since everybody else in the district is dead, I'm guessing that's not something that we can really do.
Yeah, maybe you could have fed the kid to him.
How fucking dare you?
Look, this is an Obsidio game, okay?
There's still this area up here. I guess we could go look that out, or look around here. Quick save. Boop, boop, boo. Hold on, I'm checking something out here. Nah, okay. Have to look that up between recording sessions. Ooh. A ripple sponge. I'm sorry.
More drugs.
Plus 10% maximum endurance. Nice. 25 defense against poison. Disease attacks for 600 seconds. -4 resolve.
Resolve is for nerds.
Doesn't say what a ripple sponge crash is. It doesn't say what, like, the bad side of it is. Kind of annoying.
Well, you won't know until you find out. Speaking of which, I guess you skipped it on Ed, because it went down and then you slept.
Yep. Also, I guess we just found Icantha's house. Icantha.
Yep.
And she's just fucking chilling out. A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her. A certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms exude deft, efficient movements. And you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless, over her heart. Palagina's eyes grow wide, and she thrusts a feathered arm out to stop you from moving forward. Maritsu, be careful. She does not appear well. Yeah, but Aloth is fine. He can go up there.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
Jesus Christ, these people became monsters and were just like, yes, this is what I wanted. Who are you?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
So she knew that the undead were coming and killed herself so that she would rise without being eaten and could eat people.
Yep.
How fucking monstrous. I saw you in a vision. There's something you need to do for me.
I mean, would you rather be an unthinking undead monster or a thinking undead monster?
Do you know what happened here?
An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
I see. I need the words that operate the Engwithan machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of your soul.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Humble Altheim now by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it more succinctly. Your words fan the strange coals at the center of her soul. Tell me the tower's name.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Interesting. Where would they move souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
Why would the Inguithans have wanted to tether souls like this?
Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Inguithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
Normally, if your experiment goes horribly, horribly wrong, you destroy the thing, rebuild it as something better, and keep the plans, not leave it there for anybody to turn on. You seem to know a lot about Ter Nuneth.
Why would you do
I
that?
read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
How do you operate the machine atop Ter Nuneth?
Back to these tinkers' concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. Extinguish Ikantha's pride. Is that something I could do? Just reach into her soul and be like, eh?
Well, she is dead after all, and you can already mess with dead people's souls. So...
It's true. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here, with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned. Years of studying the Inguithan language. No one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. But what use is it? I love the idea of an armor-piercing question, where it's like somebody's like, my ultimate plan, blah, 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 and then you just turn around and you're like, and then what? And they're like,
The plan!
Yeah, and then what?
Go home and cry.
What use is it? Oh, her pride rages. Damn it. Why must something so pure be fashioned into a blunt instrument? Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. A fool and false sentiment. Knowledge is meaning. It needs no external purpose. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. It's a little more than an ember now. You're wrong. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That will give me something. Nah, it's still too hot to grasp. Will that really be enough for you? It will. It must be. Still too hot. Teach me what you know. I'll make sure that it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened, diamond-hard rock. You cast it away where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Ikantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Engwith, once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
Well, you now know Ingwith, and I'm sure that'll be useful.
Why would the Ingwithans have wanted that? Still don't understand why they wanted to build the machine. Explain how the control words work. What do I do with the tower now that I know these words?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
I don't know. Destroying it seems like it might do this place some good. That's all. Thanks. Hey, I leveled. Sweet, I leveled.
Nice.
Mechanics. And that's it. Ectopsychic Echo. Rebounding wave
That's
of
a
psychic
name.
between the Cypher and an ally that causes crush damage to allies caught or enemies caught in between. Interesting. Fractured Volition. Violates an enemy's memories to bring vivid recollections of past failures to the surface, leaving the target hobbled and weakened. Cause the enemies in the area of effect to believe their worst fears have been realized, frightening and sickening them for the duration. Or forces enemy soul to leak energy, igniting the air around them and burning them over time. I'm sorry, 131 burn damage over 13 seconds. That's amazing. I want to light people's souls on fire, Savin.
That's it's pretty potent.
Class unlocks. Ooh. Granting bonus to damage. Has increased maximum focus. What is Soul Whip? Is that an actual ability, or is it just my regular attack?
Yeah, so Soul Whip is a modifier placed on your basic attack that generates focus points, which you use to cast your spells, based on the damage you do. So if you do more damage, you get more focus per attack.
So I should get Biting Whip.
It will help you generate focus faster and also do more damage, yes.
Sweet. And then Aloth is leveled up. He's got more lore, and I'm going to give him some athletics just so he doesn't get his butt kicked as badly. Still got level 3.
Let's see. Ooh, Fireball.
I mean, yeah. Bonus second
And
level
actually,
spell.
hold on. Go back a second. Consulhot's Draining Touch might not be a bad idea. Let's see.
That does require that you actually touch.
That is true.
And he has the second level Siphon ability. So
Yeah, alright. Yeah, fuck that.
plus Fireball.
Fireball!
Wow.
Bonus spell slots is always good.
It's true.
Grimoire Slam is pretty fucking funny.
2 per rest plus 50 deflection, but only for 14 seconds. That's not great. That's not helpful. Yeah, I think this one's going to be the best option. All right. Next time on Character Select, I guess we're going to blow up a tower?
Sounds like fun to me.
I do like exploding things. That's why we took Fireball. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it, and Savin.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Sure.
This district is pretty fucked. I don't think blowing it up is going to cause too much problem.
Yeah, I mean, if you blow up the whole district, what are you really losing?
A lot of undead. Hooray!
Yep.